Well, over the past few weeks, we've talked about the harvest season, both here and across the United States. But what about the effect all this grain will have on grocery store prices? In this week's Bottom Line, TWILA's Melancon shows us whether or not we may be finally getting some relief from higher prices.
The Bottom Line is brought to you by the Cotton Board, strengthening the fiber of our industry.
First, let me hit you with the good news. The Consumer Price Index for all goods is down for the first time in 7 months. It's down by 0.1%, which is as low as it's possible to go, but still a drop is a drop. As you might imagine, though, some of that is due to the falling price of oil. If you've been enjoying gas below $2 a gallon lately, you can see a good chunk of why the CPI is lower. Now for the not so good news. Within that price index drop is a bunch of higher prices, especially for food. If you filled up with that cheap gas and then went to the grocery store to buy eggs, you know why. Egg prices are up almost 8% in a single month and 35% over this time last year. Avian influenza is the chief culprit in this. With fewer birds, we've had fewer eggs laid. The increase is so high that it drives the whole meat category higher, as we'll see here in just a minute. In fact, for every category of food, the prices are higher this year with a few exceptions, and commodity prices are trending lower. So we'll have to get to why in just a minute here. You can see here that eggs alone are what are driving those meat prices higher, as beef, veal, pork, and chicken are all lower month by month from last time. That is good news at the grocery store, but comes with the caveat that it's down from really stellar high prices, especially for beef. We can hope that it's part of a new trend for lower prices, but until we see production of cattle coming back on in full, I think drops in beef prices to 2008 levels are far in the future. Finally, I cherry-picked some food items here to show that it's an uneven playing field depending on which food we're talking about. Most of the grains are lower, which tracks with the lower commodity prices we've seen over the last year, finally catching up at the grocery store. Cereal and baked goods are lower month to month, but higher over last year, just like beef. Rice is down both year over year and from last month, which tracks with a drop in domestic consumption there. Fruits and vegetables, on the other hand, are higher across the board, thanks in no small part to the ongoing drought in California. Honestly, as bad as it is out there, it's surprising there's not a bigger drop in this category. The bottom line is, even with prices ticking higher, we should stay steady or even decline in the short to long term here. Egg producers are already responding to the shortage, and unlike beef, it's a much shorter turnaround to get both birds and eggs on the increase. Still, there's a lot of uncertainty in the markets, both for food and other stocks. That means that prices will stay sticky until grocers feel like they can safely lower them. I will make a prediction that as we get into October, prices for both food and other consumer goods will begin to decline as the holiday season comes on, and be on the lookout for steep holiday-oriented specials as retailers look to attract customers. And Kristen, of course, you know, as we get into this holiday season, one thing that we'll hopefully get from egg prices is the USDA is going to start stockpiling this avian influenza vaccine, and so hopefully that should, you know, maybe add a little more confidence to grocery stores at least.
Well, I really hope they go down, because I can't seem to go to the grocery store without spending at least $300.
It's a lot.
How about you?
Yeah.
Well, Neil Melancon, thanks.